Hi everyone, this is Sinette, and in this video I would like to expand on a post I did in my blog Real Moments with Me, and this in relation to my experience with starting playing golf again. I used to play golf when I was younger, caddying for my father, walking the grueling 18 holes back then for me as a little one. But I also, with growing up with it, started getting into it with my dad and my brother, and over the years, interest changed, and I only now again have the opportunity to get back into it, purely as a hobby. And what was interesting is, as I, for the first time in many years, held a golf club, I had this flood of memories come rushing back. It was very interesting how I hadn't much thought of those memories. During the years that I played golf or caddied for my father. Because I didn't so much have anything in my immediate environment to stimulate those memories, but holding the golf club, every time, we'd play a bit of golf, just practicing some swings. That different memories would come up, or the same memories. So this in itself was very fascinating for me, because at the same time as those memories came up, I could also assess my relationship to the memories, and also in some moments I would look at the memory and go, wow, I didn't even remember that memory. So as the memories also came flooding back, I also at the same time, just to assess my relationship to the memories, are there any reactive or emotional charges to them? And then, interestingly enough, I was like, all right, well, I hadn't held this club for quite some time, and I hadn't had a swing. So, let me see if I can source from some of my memories, moments where my father taught me, or what I could remember from the golf school, because I also attended a golf school for a little while with my brother. And so then I started, after just looking at my relationship with my memories, I started sourcing from my memories. And, that was also interesting, because it was almost as though, yes, I had a reference from my memories, but taking what I remember from my memories and putting it into practice, was also quite a fascinating experience, because yes, I could see myself doing a particular swing in my memory, but now doing it right here in reality, in the physical, it turned out completely differently. So there was a club where it took like a couple of swings, to transfer that information from my memory, or what I remember, into physical reality. And even still, with the couple of times that I played, that swing is not 100% perfect, but there is improvement. So it's really interesting in the sense that my body or muscle memory, there's still some swings that come through almost naturally, where I'm swinging like really good, but those moments are far and few between. It's not yet done with my immediate awareness, that it's only every now and then where it's like my physical memory kind of kicks in, and then I have this awesome swing come back. But it's been a process, to in a way reintegrate that in that experience of getting my swing back, as they say. So additionally to that, another moment that I faced was where memories of the past can also interfere, with your real-time moment, right here, in the sense that, as I was playing and swinging and hitting the golf ball, I I was also in that moment like, why can't I swing? Where's my swing? And I mean, yes, it was years ago, but I still feel this kind of naturalness inside of me, but it's just not coming through in the physical. And it's like I, for a moment, wanted how I played when I was younger in my memories to immediately transfer back, right now, right here, like almost in a way going into a demanding relationship with a part of myself in my memories or in my past. Like, come back right now. I know it was years ago, but wake up, wake up. So when I noticed that, I was like, okay, wait a minute. I'm here. I'm much older. My body has changed, obviously, immensely from when I was younger, when I was a child. So, there's so much that one can not take into consideration if you kind of get lost in a relationship with your memories and you don't realize, in a way, in that moment, how much space and time had passed, how much your nature had changed, your presence, your body, your physique, your hand-eye coordination, your stability. I mean, there's so much involved with golf that I find quite supportive in a way that, when you're standing and you're holding the club and you're about to hit the ball, I mean, you can really not have anything going on inside your head. It's like you've got to quiet yourself down so completely and just breathe and be here and just focus on, okay, how you're holding and how you're going to be moving to start swinging, and still in that moment be so completely with your body to make sure that you've got your angle correct, your motion, your positioning, and then from there you follow through. And so when I started seeing that moment as well, in terms of how I, for a moment, wanted my memories to come back right now, right here, I just snapped myself out of it. I went, okay, this is me now, much older, many changes. So I'm rather going to approach this anew, meaning approach golf as though I haven't ever played it before. I mean, in that moment, I allowed myself to be more open and humble to the process of learning, essentially relearning golf. I mean, that is where I'm honestly at. I have to relearn so much. And I realized how if I had held on to the memories, and went into judgment of myself, like, look how bad I am, and look how I'm hitting the ball, and look how I'm holding it, and, so much focusing on judging myself based on my comparison to memories, I would not have allowed myself to be so open and more expansive, to learn, to relearn, essentially. So what I would suggest for those who can relate to this, if there's something that you did years ago, or maybe even months ago, and you took it up again, and you find that you're trying to get who you were and how you were in your memories back right now, to take a breath, take a step back, rather assert your starting point in such a way of, let me start anew, let me start again in a way. But it's not like you're completely starting again. I mean, as I said, what I did was use my memories as a resource for some information of what I could remember in terms of how to stand, how to bend my knees, how to use my arms, how to hold, those basics I could still source from it, and I could still, it still came through, but there's a lot inside myself that I do have to relearn, that has to start anew, that I have to develop a new relationship with myself, my body, the golf club, the swing, but it does give you, as I said, that moment of opportunity to be more humble and open in learning actually so much more about yourself and your body and whatever activity it is that you're about to participate in. All right, thank you very much.